what's happening with the San Diego real estate market. Is it booming? Is it busting? Is there a big foreclosure glut coming? I want to answer all those questions and help you know exactly what to do if you're trying to make a decision between buying a home, selling a home, or maybe just curious what your home is worth. I'm going to answer all those questions today and talk a little bit about foreclosures at the very end. Hey, my name is John Gluch, and I am the team leader of the Gluch Group. I've been selling homes for 20 years and sold a couple thousand properties. I really like to focus on this data to give you a good sense of what's going on in the market so that you can keep an eye on things and make really informed decisions. So I'm going to dive right in. Let's take a look at the market. What's going on right now in San Diego is that we see a very classic seasonal pattern where we're starting to see the number of new listings decline. And so that's common around the holiday season. Less people are wanting to list their properties. So supply is going down, and we're seeing demand go down a little bit, but not as quickly as supply. And so you can see here, I've got these circled where this is a very common trend where we've got properties that demand and supply dropping at the same time. What we do see is the gap closing a little bit. And what that means basically is the market's getting a little warmer, but that is really dependent upon which market you're in. Some markets are doing better than others. So if you're curious on like your particular city, let us know. There are definitely some cities that are hotter than others right now. And to say it's getting a little warmer is relative, right? We're still nowhere near the crazy hot market that we experienced during COVID, and we're nowhere near the really negative market we experienced during the bust. So what we're seeing right now is kind of a lukewarm market in San Diego. In terms of pricing, what you can see here is that we've got kind of flat pricing, right? That would go along with that lukewarm market I was talking about. And so we do have little bumps seasonally, and that typically happens, the January, February, March timeframe. And then we just kind of see things slow down and typically decelerate right around the winter time. And we're seeing that happen now. And the appreciation is really kind of flattened out. In terms of interest rates, we're seeing a little bit more of the same now. We have seen some decreases recently. We're kind of in the low sixes now, which is better than other parts of the year. But if you take a look at the chart here, you can see the arrows, I should say, represent Q4 of each year. So we have seen, depending on which year we're looking at, these interest rates affect what happens in the fourth quarter. And so what we're seeing right now is interest rates go down in this quarter. So we're hopeful that that's going to spur on a little bit of extra activity, especially if it continues. Now, predicting interest rates is really, really hard. It's become especially hard in this new economy. So I'm not even going to hazard a guess at what's going on there because I'll probably be wrong. But if we do see continued decreases in interest rates, then I would anticipate the market perking up just a little bit, especially compared to what it's done in previous years in the fourth quarter. So overall, big picture, my anticipation in San Diego for the fourth quarter is that we'll see prices fall just a little bit or remain the same, depending on what happens with interest rates. What does this mean for you if you're looking to buy or sell a property, and what's going on with foreclosures? Well, I'll start with the foreclosures. First of all, not really a story. There are very few properties being foreclosed. Most people have equity. Foreclosure levels aren't even normal. We're below normal right now. So there is no big bust that's happening. I see, YouTube videos here and there talking about that, and it's just nonsense. There's definitely not some big foreclosure glut that is on the way. But what we do see is the market kind of, churning along, nothing exciting happening. So if you're looking to sell a property, here's what I would suggest is if you want to sell. Now, if you've got a really low interest rate and your payment is really low and you could potentially make some money on a rental, maybe you would consider keeping it as a rental if you want to be a landlord for the long term. If you want to be a landlord for like 1 or 2 or 3 years, then it probably wouldn't be worth hanging on to the property for that period of time. But over the long haul, I love the idea of having a rental property, especially if your interest rate is especially low and if your monthly rent will cover more than your payment is. And it needs to cover it significantly. You're going to have expenses and vacancy and all that other stuff. So you need to have some good upside there. But otherwise, if you're looking to sell, just sell your property. I would say let your life dictate that choice. If you want to buy. If you want to sell, sell. Got people who've been sitting on the fence for like 3 years waiting for something to happen and not much has happened. In the meantime, they're living in a home they don't really love. I would much rather see you just buy a house that you're excited about. The good news is, in terms of interest rate, at some point, I think it's very likely they're going to fall. And when that happens, you can always refinance, get that lower interest rate. And in the meantime, you've enjoyed the home that you've been living in. So that's been my advice for a long time, and I'll stick with it, which is let your life make the decision for you. Would you like to buy? Would you like to sell? It's kind of that simple. There's no market timing here, in my opinion, that you really need to wait to take advantage of. I would just decide what you want to do. So if you are interested in buying or selling, please do let us know. If you're interested in buying, we've got a list of coming soon and off-market inventory that we can get in front of you. These are properties that are not on Zillow yet, that you're not going to find online anywhere. We'd love to get you access to those before they hit the market. Some of the best deals go fast. And if you're looking at selling your property, if you're interested, let me know. We'd be happy to have a look at your property, give you an idea what it might sell for in this market. And also, we may very well have a buyer who is interested in buying a property just like yours. We've got lots of buyers who are excited to buy a property and just haven't found the perfect one yet. So your home may already be sold. Reach out today. You could drop a comment or you can reach out to us directly on our website. Thanks so much. And I look forward to chatting with you about buying or selling your next home.